Hello, my name is Claire Buckley and I'm the Irish Ambassador to Sierra Leone. I want to give you some background about the Irish Gender-Based Violence, or GBV, working group here in Sierra Leone, and I hope that you will find it useful ahead of the documentary which you're going to watch. The Irish GBV group is made up of 11 organisations whose programmes focus on combating gender-based violence and who receive funding from the Government of Ireland, either from the embassy here in Sierra Leone or directly from Irish Aid headquarters in Ireland. The 11 members are as follows: IRC, Goal, ChildFund, Concern, Trócaire, World Vision, Plan, Christian Aid, Action Aid, Save the Children, and our newest member, Rainbow Initiative. The 12th member of the group is, of course, Irish Aid. In Sierra Leone, the Irish GBV working group was established in 2016, and the overall aim is to promote the adoption of a coherent and coordinated response to the GBV challenges faced here in Sierra Leone. It is an affiliate to the Irish GBV Consortium, and you will find Irish GBV working groups in other key partner countries for Ireland where there are GBV programmes, such as Tanzania and Malawi. Over the last 5 years, the Irish GBV working group has undertaken a number of activities. So let me tell you about some of those. Firstly, an impact assessment of the 3 Gender Acts in Sierra Leone, as well as an advocacy brief that was launched during the 2018 16 Days of Activism. There have been learning sessions for CSOs, as well as community-based activities. This documentary will look at the implementation of the 2019 Sexual Offences Amendment Act 2 years after its enactment. We'll look at some of the key achievements, the challenges, and the recommendations for improved implementation of the Act. I hope you will find it useful and informative. Thank you.
Since 2003, we have been providing services for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, and we have helped more than 40,000 women and girls in this country. And we started pulling out our data, galvanizing support from the public and also from other stakeholders with other organizations. So with that, draw the attention of the president. He declared the state of emergency in Sierra Leone on rape and other sexual violence activities. So after the declaration of state of emergency, then the Sexual Offences Act 2012 was amended in 2019.
As a Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, we have developed the National Male Involvement Strategy for the Prevention of Sexual Gender-Based Violence in Sierra Leone in 2020. This is to ensure that we bring men on board as allies in the prevention and response to sexual gender-based violence in this country.
Our observations in terms of the way sexual offenses are now investigated and prosecuted since the amendment of 2019, amendment to the Sexual Offences Act in 2019, that first, the Sexual Offences Model Court is certainly more organized. It's got dedicated judges, which means that cases are disposed of quicker or faster than they were before. There is now in place a witness protection system which allows both victims and their witnesses to testify in ways that conceal their identities. That is very good because it doesn't compromise their safety and security, which was largely the case before the Sexual Offences Model Court was set up.
Those Sexual Offences Model Court, we are seeing results in the area of conviction, and we want to say thank you to the Judiciary of Sierra Leone and also the Ministry of Justice from the DPP's office, who are very supportive in moving these processes forward.
What the amendment did was to obviously expand the range of offenses, but also impose stiffer sentences for sexual offenses. And we've seen that now judges are more willing, they are bolder in terms of handing down stiffer sentences.
And in the Sexual Amendment Act, we have seen a lot of people coming out. There has been a lot of conviction because we now have the sexual offenses model courts, which sits separately from other criminal cases. Before 2018, for the whole year, we had like 53, conviction, but now we have over 200 per year conviction of sexual gender-based violence cases.
In 2019, Parliament will amend the Sexual Offences Act. That day when Parliament will amend them, all the amendments them will be ensure say we capacitate the action group here so we dey form na the community them. We train them, we enlighten them about the amendment here. Then in turn they go to the communities for engage the people them, let them get the awareness. And so far so good, we don't get lots of successes around that.
The awareness we then don't can give people because at first we don't know nothing, when something happen as we they left. But now they know say if they do me this thing again, so they go report. That's an achievement, Dandy. The rape business now, domestic violence, is better because the awareness the man they now self say no say they know their responsibilities. Then we the woman them back, we know your responsibilities with the picking them.
We are say right now because most of them boy picking them and then big male they don't know for say if any man get any sexual intercourse with girl picking with the age of 18 years for go for 15 years imprisonment without no bail, no door.
We have also as a ministry set up the 116 hotline. That hotline is free from all mobile companies in the country just to ensure that we increase access to reporting and address issues relating to service provision. We have also set up one-stop centers in Port Local Government Hospital, Kabbalah Government Hospital, Kailan Government Hospital, Pujeon Government Hospital, Moyamba Government Hospital, and the Kehama Road Government Hospital. These are all initiatives to ensure that under one roof, survivors do not need to be moving from one point to another to access services. They can be provided with free medical examination, treatment, and certificates. They can also be provided with psychosocial support, and they can also do statement taking, which some of these cases can now be charged to court for prosecution.
I've been to school for a long time. So now I pass for go from 3. Now I tell me daddy, I say I don't pass for go from 3. Now my daddy say not get money for paying school fees. Now my daddy say, he say me I don't big, he say I'm married. I say no, I say me I'm not ready for married. He say I'm married, Papa. I say me I'm not ready for married. Now he beats me. He beats me, say he would me, now I go to Aunt Kadi. Now I go explain to Aunt Kadi. Now Aunt Kadi take me, go to me hospital.
Me and my mom be there, he beats me, he pull me teeth. When he pull me teeth, me back, I go to a police station. I go to a police station, policeman, they take me. They say, oh, go to a rainbow.
What we did for the one-stop centers, we place them in districts where our partner, which is Rainbow Initiative, they are not operating. This was deliberate because we want to broaden the service provision scale in the country.
We will go on a friend's birthday party, but we will go enjoy too much and drink. So we spend the night at the place. In the morning we are grabbed. As I see them, they don't sexually abuse me.
Well, so far the Sexual Offences Act is yet to be popularized more in the community. But however, the little effort that we are making in partners, we've now seen chiefs and local authorities, they are not compromising these issues any longer. Because formerly they used to sit on these issues in their barrels at home, they used to compromise. Now we are seeing direct referrals from the communities because we are sure of the Sexual Offences Act that has been popularized in some of the communities that we work. Because we are not all over the place. We are only limited in some communities that we work in. So in those communities, we have direct referrals.
When I do an analysis, we get 30% of referrals. That meaning for any 100 cases, only 30 cases reach. One, looking at the distance, if somebody from Kasengbe, Kadanda gets an issue of sexual offensive and commits sexual abuse, say the Komokadanda for rich na been color for rich them organizations like a ChildFund, Munafa, other CSOs at the ground. It take a time, involve transportation, maybe they will get the transportation. So at the end of the day, everything just die off. Looking at the challenge for any commoner access Makama, Usari Rainbow initiative then day, or for even reach the FSU na Panlap or Makeni, a bit challenging.
Part of the problem with the amendment is that there is no preliminary investigation now. Now what happens is once the matter is investigated and the indictment is preferred, the matter comes before the court and trial starts right away. Which means that in some cases, because the investigation usually takes time, some of the detainees have to be detained for a very long time, usually beyond the 10 days provided for stipulated in the Constitution. So that is a problem in terms of respect for human rights.
People sometimes do not understand the law. The punishment, especially life imprisonments, when they hear that, they become agitated, they become afraid. Sometimes some cases go underreported within communities. And in fact, some perpetrators, because they hear that it's a life imprisonment, what they do now, they want to either putting survivors' life at risk. They sometimes try to kill even survivors.
As a district, if you look at the Sexual Offences Act, the amendment, it say pikin wey not reach the age for serve prison sentence outside and they keep big people them. They say that pikin for gonna approve school outside for begin on in sentence. So till when he reach the age of 18 years, then he go try and go na the prison outside go there with big people them. As a district, will not get approved school at all. So one big challenge what they get now, pikin them where they fall short of the law. And they mix them with the big one them at the prison. Where then they all know they will go well.
Government for strengthening the association there, like the women's group, for us to be get like the CWC. Then CWC then be there in our community there. What then serve them be the help for channel all them thing then they.
The Sexual Offences Model Court, which we monitor on a regular basis, has shown that with increased investment, we could make access to justice for victims of sexual and gender-based violence better. We could ensure that witnesses who come before this court, their identities are protected and that they are able to testify without being intimidated.
As a ministry, we will continue to do more to ensure that our women and girls are protected from sexual gender-based violence through our coordination, monitoring, and evaluation of programs relating to women and girls in this country.